You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is sure say the thing will beat your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is sure say the thing will meet your football need. Your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. Sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy.
Welcome. Another Sunday service episode. Footie Fantasy Podcast. Today should be a lovely one. First of the year. So to everyone watching, Happy New Year from Footie Fantasy. We have a great lineup today. I'll start with the person making his first appearance on the pod. Osiris, Villa fan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Happy to join.
Okay. City fan, whose team just played. Toot, second time on the pod. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And my longtime friend of the pod, who's feeling blue, who just got a great 1-1 win because that's how they got a 1-1 win. I think a couple of weeks ago against Arsenal, they got another 1-1 win. Mr. Benny, how's it going, my friend?
I wish I could say I was doing well, but I'm happy to be here.
You're happy to be here. Okay, great. And of course, you guys know me, host. I'm here, I guess, once a month, depending on if I'm on schedule. United fan, cryptic season, but that's the more of United topic. We might not talk about it. If we have time, we might talk about Amorim's cryptic comments. That's why I have my title is cryptic season. It's all about cryptic season for managers nowadays. Before we go on, let's do a quick admin. If you're watching this, Footie Fantasy FWTI Fantasy, one word on YouTube, road to 2.5K. Like, share, subscribe. On Twitter, you can find us as Footie80 Fantasy. Instagram is Fantasy Footie. And the lovely theme, Afrobeat theme music, was from our lovely friend of the show, Dodgy. Goes by SJ Music on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Support us. That's how you can support us. We promise to have more content, weekly content, maybe daily content, short videos for you guys to see. Let's dive right in to the game we just watched. Let's start with you. You're the home team. Before we even go into the game, when you saw the lineup, I guess that's typical lineup that's played most of the game this season. Then Rodri starting ahead of Gonzalez. How do you feel about the game when you saw the lineup?
The lineup was good. I'm happy Rodri's back to holding the midfield. He did really well this game. The part where Reese had fouled him, I was like, hope this guy won't be out again. That was my fear when that foul happened, and I thank God he was back in. My highlight of the game was I think when Haaland played that shot and hit he's deadly. He just gets one or two shots, and when he gets those shots, as in it strikes a pose. It strikes a threat to the Chelsea's defense. Though I have to give credit for the Chelsea defense, they held City down. Bernardo, this game, I would say he didn't. He tried to give his best, but I feel on that right wing he didn't hold it down well. I was thinking when Doku came in, Doku would create a lot of distraction at the left wing. He tried, but he didn't. Well, I would just say he didn't have enough time. Rodri, thumbs up to Rodri. He held the defense, the midfield for a while. Then when Gadviel had an injury, they brought in Kushnovo, and I'm not sure I pronounced that guy's name right, but Kushnov. He's building his confidence. He was able to hold down Delap when Delap was brought in too as well. So the game was, I expected a more interesting game, but I think I was heartbroken when when Enzo scored that, and the goal was a sloppy, stupid goal, like as in hit the ball out and then he just played it in casually, like it was heartbreaking. Though Benny Benny feels otherwise, but
No, I agree with you. The goal was heartbreaking for me too.
it
It
was
was
it
heartbreaking
was
for me.
it
For
was
other reasons.
heartbreaking, and goals like that are really heartbreaking because it just come right at the dying minute and then you don't have much to much time to recover and well, well, they're 6 points out, so 2 games. If Arsenal can lose 2 games, though I don't see that happening. I watched the game against Bournemouth yesterday and they were brilliant. Though I was thinking Bournemouth would come back from 3-1 to 3-3, but the Arsenal was they were spectacular. I hate to say this, but they were spectacular. So, it wasn't just. I expected much from today's game, though the second half brought in a lot of excitement, but the first half was the game was flat. Yeah.
Okay. Benny, lineup came out. I mean, lots of things happening for this game, of course. Manager fired, or separated, whatever you want to call it. Lineup came out, lots of injuries. Cucurella out, Casedo suspended. Who else was out?
Sanchez.
Sanchez, okay, too. Like, just watching lineup. How are you feeling coming into the game?
Honestly, and I speak for quite a lot of, and this is strange to say, but lots of Chelsea fans are the same boat as me. We didn't care about the game. We didn't care about the outcome. Matter of fact, we wanted a specific outcome for other reasons. You know, I learned a new word 2 years ago because of this group, Schadenfreude, which translates to, I don't know if you guys are Nigerian, translates to bad belle. I don't know why they were using a fancy German word bad belle is the order of the day for Chelsea fans right now. We don't care where we land, really. I mean, obviously it'd be nice to meet top four, but it's looking highly unlikely given the nonsense in the back room. And you guys probably, except you guys don't know me and how I feel about the owners of Chelsea. But they've struck again. They struck again like I knew they would because they clearly don't know what they're doing when it comes to football. They're great numbers guys, but the nuances and just those intangibles that you expect from an owner of a football club, they don't have that. They don't know that. They don't have that. So I expect nonsense from them, and they keep on delivering. So separating from your coach at this point in time, and then just all the nonsense that's been going on in the background, we didn't expect anything. So when I saw the lineup, Sanchez was out. Voila. I saw back line. First of all, when I saw Bedeshile in there, I expected a 4-0 like loss today. When I saw Benoit Badman-Shide, man with 2 left feet.
Same here.
But
He did well. He did well. He
he
did well.
played well. I don't understand how he played well.
He did very well. Yeah.
It kind of suggests to me that maybe he hits Maresca. Maybe he upped his game. He played so well today. Even better, in my opinion, kind of better than what's his partner there, Chalobah, which is strange to say.
Yeah, he
And
did.
then we saw Josh at right back, Gusto at left back. Gusto played a hell of a game today. Like he was everywhere, running everywhere. A lot of niggling injury fouls that he was doing at left and right, but I was so surprised that he held up the whole game.
Yeah.
Josh was good at Champong. And then I saw the midfield, which is why I thought we could have done better. Now, obviously, James and as a Chelsea fan, watching our big games, all our big games, whenever we paired James, obviously Caicedo and Enzo in midfield, and add James to that midfield, have a solid 3 mid, those 3 guys in midfield, we tend to play better. That's how we beat PSG. That's how we've done well against all the big teams. Now, that lineup doesn't work well against the smaller teams because, James and them are not as adventurous up front as you'd expect against a smaller team that like play low block. But against City, the fact that Caicedo was out, it just like dampened my hope. And I think it was very obvious in the first half when City were just all over us. We couldn't string 2 or 3 passes together. And the second half, when they brought in Santos and took out Esteval, which honestly I would have preferred to take out Palmer, because Palmer was booty today. He was straight basura, nyash, booty, everything trash today. And when they brought in Santos, he brought in a bit of steel in that midfield. And obviously in the second half, you could see that okay, the game changed a little for Chelsea. Yeah. Now it was still a boring game altogether.
Yeah.
João Pedro was quite decent. I think if in the first half, if he had had like Andrew Santos behind him and maybe Palmer sit down or whatever, he would have had more of an impact. But I liked what I saw from Enzo. Enzo was, for me, Chelsea's man of the match. Enzo Fernandez today. Forget the goal. He played like somebody with quality today, like compared to the other players. Yeah. And that part made me happy. It filled me up because the players are there. You can see that these are quality players. But obviously, the goal was a disappointment for me because, like I said, Bad Bele is the order of the day. If we lose, we don't care because we don't have ambitions for this year. Honestly, anybody has ambitions as a Chelsea fan, he's just kidding themselves. Right now, the order of the day is Bad Bele. Arsenal cannot be allowed to win this league. Arsenal must not win this league. And I want you, and Man City fan, I hate the fact that you're like so willing to concede at this point in time. Like, oh, I don't see them dropping 2 games. Believe with me, they will not win this league. Like, I told AY they're playing Liverpool next week.
On Thursday. And if I want to see how they're going to do against Liverpool on Thursday, I'll try to watch the game. I'm not sure.
I don't see them dropping points against the big teams. It's the small teams in the Premier League that will give you wahala. The small teams that you feel okay, we just go there and play. Let's try to play these guys, and then they smack you in the mouth like there's no tomorrow. Those are the ones that I am praying bring trouble to Arsenal. But I believe in my heart, I believe in my soul that the bottlers of days past, like these bottling Arsenal that we know, these teams that we know they will always crumble when the pressure.
They never disappoint.
They will never disappoint me. I serve a living God. They will never disappoint me. And I know that they will come through. I don't care who wins. I don't care who wins the league. As long as it's not Arsenal. As long as it's not Arsenal. And there's no shame in my Babylon. There's no shame in my Schadenfreude. And that's what I'm sitting right now. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, serious. From a outsider could looking in. What are your thoughts about the game?
I mean, the game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the.
I think put your mic down.
Sorry. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I wasn't able to watch the full. I missed the portions of the first half, but the second half, watching it and listening to the commentators, the way they were talking about it, it seemed that it was 2 different halves of Chelsea. But the half I saw, I was like, okay, this is, I don't know how to put it. I think Maresca couldn't always manage the pieces that he had. I think he struggled to get consistency out of them, and then he was always unsure of himself. And so this team, the second half I watched, I was like, okay, this team seems to know what they're doing. This is because I remember when Villa played them, and that first half that Chelsea played, that team and that second half team were night and day, 2 separate. Like it was something bizarre. And I didn't think top clubs do stuff like that. It's something that you see a club that's about, trying to form. But yet this is, there's some new pieces they've gotten this season, right? But for the most part, the key parts are still the same that he had last year. And they played much better last year. It's as if they're starting all over again to me. So that part did seem surprising that the commentators kept going on and on about how much better they're playing and how they're, taking the game to City. But then the other half for me was that the point structure. Obviously, I don't think most of us here would like to see a competitive title race. No one wants to see an Arsenal win beginning of January. And City always has these weird games whereby like they turn off for about 15, 20 minutes and they forget what they're doing and then they get a little bit confused on the pitch. Yeah. Forgetting that there's a title race that is going on. Now, unlike our good friend Benny here, I do think Arsenal has a few games that are going to be very challenging for them. Liverpool consistently is always a bad game for them. I've yet to see them overcome that. I think, and this is gonna seem a little bit crazy or wacky, but I think Brighton plays them pretty tight, right? Brighton plays them fairly close. So that's something they need to worry about. But I don't think City was focused enough in the last 15 minutes as they should have been, because that was their game.
Yeah.
The second half that I watched, it was an even match game, but it didn't seem like they were ever, Chelsea was ever going to trouble them enough to get that goal. And then out of nowhere, I see, and almost at the very end, even I think Enzo got another shot that I think Enzo should have put it away, but he weakly just taps it, and I'm like, my brother in Christ, this, you don't get these many gifts like this. And he just basically taps it back to Donnarumma. So great. I mean, not for people that are looking for the Schadenfreude, but if you're a neutral dad like myself who wants to see a good title race between number 1 and number 2, you enjoy the match because number 2 remains number 2, unlike other alleged title contenders who are not title contenders. I just want to put that out there.
I think you guys
that's what we said too, and we dropped to number 6. That's what we said.
I tell you, it's Cyrus. We're still a contender. I'll tell you for
oh no. We're observers. We're title observers. We're title observers.
6 points is just if they lose 2 games, that's it. And like Benny said, they could bottle it. They'll bottle it up. So let's see.
You don't have to lose 2 games right away. It could be like just a string of draws, which is more likely. I mean, there were 7 points like ahead at some point earlier this season, and that came down to like 2 points because they had just a string of draws and like games they should have put away, and they just had draws. And anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, one way to go. 18 games. From my point of view,
it's always interesting when you have the first 3 just with two points apiece. It makes it more interesting.
Yeah, it does. It makes every match matter. And from my point of view, from a City point of view, I think I'm on the same line of thought to serious. City have these games, especially around December, January, where it looks like, they turn off for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and 2 things have to happen for them to win. Like they have to either put the team away during that period, like score 2-3 goals, or what happens is even when they're playing poorly, the other team just gives them like a freebie. That's how City played there, but none of that happened to Chelsea defended well in the second half, and City have now. I mean, is that the triangle of City that wins everything for them is Foden, Cherki, and Haaland. Once those 3 guys are not like in full rhythm, everything kind of always goes. It gets clunky. So and you could see it was getting really clunky. And like Jude mentioned, when Doku came in, I thought, okay, something was going to happen. But even Gusto defended Doku very well. They were even doubling him. They were doubling him at some point. And even his cutbacks, like Chelsea defended well. All his cutbacks, there was always somebody that cutting it off or receiving it. And, Doku, I guess this is the part everybody's still waiting for Doku.
I just want to say one more thing just about Doku. If he's ever listened to this, my brother, please get in the gym. You cannot be trying to do all these silky, crossovers and all these things, and then just getting a breeze of wind comes in and then you falling onto the ground. It's so embarrassing. As someone of Ghanaian heritage, it's embarrassing for me to see this.
Doku's pretty strong though. He is pretty strong.
He might be strong, but again, when any kind of contact he gets out, they muscle him off the ball, and he's looking for that
questionable balance.
That's
what I say about Doku. He has questionable balance. He's strong, but there's a way that I understand what you're supposed to say. There's a way when he doesn't. You know how if you remember Hazard, when Hazard dribbles you, like the great dribblers,
he goes
exactly.
When they dribble you, they make sure that their body is protecting the ball.
Exactly.
Doku doesn't do that. Doku dribbles you, and there's always an opportunity for you to kind of get the ball. They don't protect the. He doesn't protect the ball well enough that if you try to get the ball, you have to foul him. If that makes sense. That's one thing about Doku that I noticed. He doesn't protect the ball well enough when he beats you. He gives you a chance. It's like he's always like side on. His dribbling always makes defender side on rather than getting in front of players. He does this thing where he beats
1v1, wants to beat you.
Always side on. There's always an opportunity to make that tackle.
And that was one of the things that I think that because there were a couple of chances that he had some great runs, and all he had to do was protect the ball. And to me, that is the number one thing as an attacker is if I'm going to go out there, either I'm going to get the pass off quickly. If I'm going to make a run with it, I'm going to do my best to make sure that it's shielded. And with Doku, he just seems to have very poor ball recognition of like, hey, if I put it in the inside, the man has to come in from the other side to be able to take him off of me. Or if he's going to push me off the ball, there are things I can do to prevent that from happening. And so it's as a neutral watching, it can be very, very frustrating watching him play like that. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, great point. This is my last thought is about Chelsea. I would definitely like to see Santos more, like maybe a double pivot of Santos and Caicedo. I would like to see that because Santos looks like there's something there, but I'm not sure if there's something there for him to be trusted for like 4-5 games, like continuously. There's something there.
I agree. There's something there, and I was kind of surprised he didn't start because a 3 midfield is what we do against like strong teams.
Yeah.
And he was the easy slot in for, like I said, like, hey, this is the third person right now. But because Palmer has been trash since he got back, I'm not gonna lie. Like Palmer has been terrible.
He has been really bad.
Terrible.
Everton game. All the games I've seen bad.
If you watch the first half of this game, he lost more balls than he completed. Like every ball that got to his feet just died. Like every attack just died when he got to his feet. Like he was trying to like move, and I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, he's been terrible these last couple of games. And
he struggled in 2025, to be fair. If you look at the whole 2025, apart from a few games where he did some things, he struggled in 2025. He struggled since
Maresca came in. And I tell people that, like, look, he hit a certain height at close to the end of Poch.
Yeah.
And like, this guy's on
He was playing at
an all-time high. And I mentioned to some of my Chelsea friends that some of us know here. I'm like, look, there's a chance that this new guy will come in and Palmer will see a drop off there because Poch plays has a better man management whatever than Maresca or whatever. But and that's kind of what we've seen right now. It took a while to get there, but we're there right now, and it's kind of annoying to watch. It was only on that pitch, like hooking Estevao instead of him in the second half was just because of his name. It's Palmer. Let's just leave Palmer there.
Yeah, the 21 coach.
Young boy, come on. Exactly.
He's not going to rock the boat.
He's not going to rock the boat.
Yeah.
Palmer, come on. No. He was so scared. He brought all the big names, all the names you expect to come in. Like, okay, you go stay.
It's a big game now, so he has to bring the big
now,
game.
Now he can say. Now he can say he has never lost against Pep. You can say that.
I don't think he wants to repeat of what happened with Kepa all those years ago when Kepa refused to come out.
I don't think Palmer's that crazy.
Coach Kepa. Okay, that's a good segue into Maresca and the Chelsea conundrum, so that we don't spend the whole episode talking. The angle I want to look at this from is, Maresca got fired or he got separated. I read all the articles from the Athletic, all the Chelsea reporters, Ben Jacobs, all of them, Simon Jones, all those guys.
PR machines, most of them.
Yeah, the PR machines of the club. You can call it, because clubs like to control narratives when things like this happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, it got separated. Different things came out. Some of the things that came out was medical department advised about Maresca should rotate more because of player injuries, and it's good to help them. He didn't like all the interference, and part of this might just be PR. The PR part, I think, is PR. Is they said that after winning World Club Cup, it got to his head, blah 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 blah. He started acting differently. They also say they didn't like the conversation with City, where he was a possible candidate with City, even though it also stated that it was in his contract that if clubs come and they're interested in him, he's allowed to talk to them, which is very weird. I don't know why that would be in his contract. And that as a employer, that you allow that in an employee's contract, and then now you're saying you're now making the 180 and say you don't like it. That's when I know that's PR. That part is PR coming out. Also, I think those are the major things that led to the separation, and the fact that I said one of those, I think, experienced center back, and he wanted more say in, I guess, type of age profiles of the players they're targeting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Benny, what are your thoughts about the whole Maresca getting separated and Chelsea decision to do it now at this point of the season?
I wish I could say I was surprised, but I have come to expect the unexpected from this ownership. I've come to expect stupidity from them, over and over again. So this isn't that stupid, because this has been brewing for a while.
Yeah.
Disagreements and everything. And obviously when it started, there was always a chance that, okay, this will not be fixed. this is not fixable, and this guy will go. So that thought already came to the back of my mind, like, all right, this is a possibility. So when it happened, I was like, all right, this was always a possibility. But at this stage of the season, and under the circumstances, I can't help but like look at the ownership, like, hey, what are you guys doing? How do you not manage this kind of situation better? Now, having said that, Maresca coming in was a nobody. Let's be honest. Like whatever he did in the championship, I'm gonna discount that. Whatever. The championship coaches that try to come over to the league, like damn, like they're plenty. Like buy one get one free. When the guy was in was it? Forget the team the club he was in Italy where he did so poorly, and they actually let him go after 3 months or something like that.
Was it Lecce? I think it was Lecce, maybe.
Was it Lecce? I don't think it was Lecce. Lecce is Spanish now.
No, Lecce is Italian league.
Which one? No, I think is it Parma? Maybe Parma. One of the anyway. Anyway, he did so bad. They were so badly at that place that they let him go. So coming into Chelsea, the guy is unknown, unproven, green, no clout, nothing. And I do agree with the PR machine that winning that Club World Cup got to his head. Because the guy would come to, what's it called, the press conferences, and would sit there talking like prime 2024, 2025 Jose Mourinho. I'm like, bro, when did you get this? What's the sense of importance that you have?
Palmer, you're right. Sorry, Palmer. You're right. It was Palmer.
You can't tell him
nothing.
nothing.
From Palmer.
Right. You can't tell him nothing because he's won something with kids, and it's always been an issue, and it's something that if you know football, you need a mix of experience with young youth and whatever. But the fact that you have a policy of only going after unproven 11-year-old or just babies coming out of as soon as they get out of the hospital like this from their moms, they just go and sign them, hey, come and play for Chelsea. If you have that kind of policy, clearly you're not a serious club. He signed on knowing that. But then again, Chelsea used him, he used Chelsea. So at this point, I'm not going to say, I'm on the side of Maresca, I'm on the side of Chelsea, whatever. They used each other because Enzo was unproven and Maresca was unproven when he came in. He used Chelsea to boost his stock. Yep. Chelsea have no idea what they're doing, so they took a chance on a young coach that didn't know anything, and he ended up being decent. And now they're letting him go. So I don't really care. At this point, like I said, I'm focused on what's important. Very focused on what's important right now, which is Arsenal not winning the league. So the whole Chelsea thing, I think I contend that Chelsea we're gonna be mediocre for a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I cannot wait until the day these guys reach these PE guys reach the point they have to sell and they sell the club. Let them just sell the club because I don't think we're gonna win anything be sensible in that time. If we keep this policy of hiring just kids, hiring unknowns, and hoping they turn out to do something gold, because the what's it called? The model right now is find diamond in the rough, shine it, polish it, and then sell it to the high bidder. They want to be bright and so bad, but nothing has panned out yet. So I can't wait to see the backs of these owners, and I hope it's sooner rather than later because at this point Chelsea is just going to go on an epic Arsenal run or epic what's that team can I use? I guess Man U is in the middle of a run right now, and an epic Man U or Arsenal run right now where we win nothing sensible, nothing tangible, nothing proper. I don't want to be winning Carling Cup according to a trophy. No. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay. Jude, outside looking in, as a fellow sugar daddy model type club, you guys are the gold standard of sugar daddy. Throwing all the billions and be successful. What are your thoughts about it?
All people are saying is, how come Amori still has his own job at Maresca?
I know.
Like, how come Amori still has his own job and Maresca is being hit? Because right now, I know my fans don't want Amori there, but hey, for Maresca, I think they should have let him stay throughout this season. I think he was building with the team really well. I'm a big fan of Pep, and he was Pep's assistant, as in he was an assistant coach with Pep. So, if you look at Pep's boys, they're doing really well. They're doing very well. I just felt they should have let him stay, let the season end, and then maybe the players had some things against him, but from what I heard, he was Pep is gonna leave summer, and he was rumored to want to come to fit into Pep's shoes, but I'm not sure Maresca can handle city players. This is me personally saying.
You can't.
I think he can't. I think I think a more experienced coach would do that work very well. For Chelsea, they've not been start of the season. They were really good. I was thinking they would be like top contenders, and then I think towards October they just started to sleep, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't watch most of their games, but little like the ones I saw, um, Palmer from what Benny has said, from what Benny said, he dropped points a lot. He dropped form a lot. That can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Sorry, give me a second.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
I can't hear you guys. One
Oh,
second.
okay. Maybe something happened to your mic.
Sorry, 1 second.
That's the speaker. You can hear him.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
us? Yeah, we can.
I can't hear you guys.
Guys,
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
He gave us that too much credits. That's why.
I'm not giving us no credits. Like I said, they were brought to the top. It's just two games. Two games. For me, I felt the board should have just let Maresca said, but from what Ben is saying, it's about to them it's benches. They won't. I'm not sure they understand soccer very well. Theirs is just how to make money. They bought the club to make money, to be a money spinner for them. And then the fans hoping that things will come out of them well. So that's it for me.
Okay, fair enough. Well, serious. What are your thoughts?
Okay. So for me, the fact that Maresca, look, I'm old school. I believe that when you win trophies, you deserve some sort of credit. And winning the Conference League and then winning the Club World Championships, no matter how bogus those trophies might be, he still won trophies.
Yeah.
And Benny, I apologize for this, but I think you should have been able to see to the end of the season. One of my friends, Ryan, he's a big Chelsea fan, and for about 2-3 months now, he's basically been like, my club's in disarray, and I kind of didn't see it because I didn't really understand this till Maresca leaving. And again, as I don't follow the club that closely, I don't see these things. But all the reports you would hear about these things, it didn't make sense because Chelsea seemed to be doing well in games, not consistently, mind you, but at least they were top 6, top 8. So people always go through these dips and forms, but I knew they were gonna, or I believe they're gonna push around this time to be top 5, top 4 before the March international break. So I thought that Maresca would have at least till then if they're going to do something this drastic. So I didn't see him leaving. Now, I remember hearing when he first got hired that he had issues at Leicester, that he was very, I think the word the guy used was prickly as a manager. Like, his man management was not the best. And I'm thinking to myself, and that Leicester City team was not a team full of kids. It was grown men on that team. So I was thinking that if he can't manage grown men, how is he going to be able to relate to kids? But then when he got to Chelsea, he seemed to do really well. But then this season, everything seems to have gone completely a 180. Because all the little things you're hearing about, dissatisfaction coming out from bits and pieces, like Benny says, it's mostly media, the club doing PR behind the scenes. But again, go back to the Chelsea Villa game. I remember when he subbed off Palmer. Palmer was terrible in that game. Don't get me wrong. But the look that boy had on his face when he walked off, didn't even look at Maresca, and the entire game, he kept giving him side eyes to the manager, looking at him. I'm like, something's not right here. There's something going on in this club that did not seem to make sense. So ultimately, I do think that he probably will get another club. I don't think he's going to get City. I don't think he's ready for that, because 2 clubs where he's had to leave under circumstances where the players don't seem to be too happy, I don't think he's that man for that. But I do think Chelsea are going to fix everything. I mean, they may not win this season, but I think they're definitely going to make top 6. They're making it.
Of course, they're not going to win the season. Of course, that's out of it.
But I still think they're going to, make a push for Europe. I I can't see that club with that many talent, that much talent in their in their training room, not making Europe, because that kid Esteval, my goodness,
He's good.
that is a special talent right there. Just
Yes,
little
yeah.
bits of little touches that he has, the little things that he does that really impresses me. And just watching players like where people position themselves, and the way that kid positions himself, it's as if I'm watching someone that is like a 25-year-old, not an 18-year-old, that has the vision for the field like that. So I think you guys are going to be okay. So good luck to you, Benny, and the rest of the boys.
First of all, Europe. When you say Europe, make a push for Europe. There's a difference between Europe and Europe. There's Europe with the big boys, and there's Europe with teams with Wi-Fi password names. So there's a difference. I don't consider Conference League to be Europe. So let's be guided here. Be specific. Make a push for what? The Champions League, the Europa League, or the Conference League? The Conference League is not Europe. I don't care what I say. That is not Europe. And
Rome wasn't built
secondly,
in a day.
yeah, I'll be honest, and you're. I'll be honest with you. Like you said, I thought we get to the end of the season, right? I thought, I mean, that's what you would expect from a reasonable organization. Manage the situation to the end of the season and then regroup. But then emphasis on reasonable here. There's nothing reasonable about these owners. Like, they don't know what they're doing, and they feel like, let's just do something, novel, something so like out of the box, so to give us, bring some kind of, shock the market or whatever. And all they're doing is just like turning the fans against them. And I really hope they turn against them, like, fully, because I'm tired. I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
And lastly, just something, and just quick note. I know I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm glad Esteban was with us. I felt like he shouldn't have come to an English club at that age. With that talent, Spain should be your destination. Somewhere in Spain. I don't know what club, but
Who's
somewhere
that?
without the physicality of the Premier League. Because that boy is so good, and I feel like they hit him too much in the Premier League.
Oh, Esteban. Okay.
Esteban, yeah.
Yeah.
He's too good. I think he should have gone to Spain first.
You know how the mechanics of these things work, though. Like, it's always agent driven, all that. They exchange money behind the scenes.
Even France, like I think France and Spain
France,
right now,
yeah. Someone that's not as physical. Yeah. Someone that's not as physical as the Premier League is.
Yeah.
Boys good.
But Benny, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he really is gonna be able to make a name for himself. The thing is, though, when he does make that name, he's leaving to go to Spain, like you said. But he's gonna go sit in the bench for Barca or Real. And that's the thing that upsets me, because if he gone to Spain, he's never coming to the Premier League, and I wouldn't have that chance to see him on that close. So
yeah,
well,
I'll take him now.
Hopefully, he makes the name, because it's also very possible that he does not make that name, that he just stagnates at that point, and that it's a possibility. We've seen a lot of talent come to the Premier League and just stop at their level, peak at 18, and done. So I hope that's not the case, though, because he's quite a talent.
Good point. My own quick thoughts. I think Ben is very well aware of my thoughts about. Maybe I'm not extreme as Benny, because Benny is a Chelsea fan. I've just always thought that this approach by the Chelsea board is very, very unique, and unique in the sense that they are so focused on player trading. But all the clubs who have done this spend a lot of money to win. Player trading is always like a means to the end, to win trophies, to team building, to be successful. It feels like player trading for them is the end goal. That's kind of what I've come to see.
Making money.
Player trading is the end goal for them. And sure, if trophies come along the way, during the process of player trading, like the biggest trophies, sure, we'll boost that. We'll talk about that so much. We'll project and do PR that we're like these great geniuses. But player trading seems to be the end goal. That's just that's the simplest way I can just say this. Player trading seems to be the end goal for all of this, because it makes no sense to me how the amount of churn that happens in that squad. It has had so much churn. Like, you get Madueke, he looks like he's going to be something. You get this one, all of a sudden in 1 year, you trade him. You get the next person. I'm pretty sure if on this trajectory, Garnacho is probably going by next year. It's like you get Garnacho, you get Gittins, and you get Esteval, and you have Pedro Neto. Like all these young players who need to fit in together. And when it looks like they're probably starting to gel, you move Nico Jackson, who was doing very well for you guys. and you bring strikers that are worse than them. Then so it's like it makes no sense. And I pointed this out to friends of a friend of the show. We had this big argument about this personally, one-on-one and on the show. I pointed out like, hey, this is what I think, and they're like, oh no, I'm not, thinking long term. I'm like, no, I am. I can see what's happening, and I can see that player trading is the end goal rather than the other way around. And it's not going to work because again, you need a good group of mix. Like you need slightly older players, experienced players, you need some PKH players
to balance it up.
To balance it up. You always do need that. Or you let them grow together, like what Arsenal did. Arsenal let their young players grow together, and they added a few pieces of experienced guys to make everything gel together. That's what they've done. Like that's what they brought Eze, they brought Gyökeres, whether you like them, but that's the whole idea of doing that. They brought Raya, they have Partey, they brought Subimendi. You need to add like some peak age players to balance up the young players while they grow through the growing pains. You can't just keep churning over those young players and you just keep doing a reset. Every year you're doing those churn, you're doing a reset to your rebuild. So maybe they lock out on the year because it could happen, right? Like Leicester happened. I know that's a 1 in a million. It still happened. No, it did happen. So maybe that could happen. Like they lock out the 1 year where everybody's bad, but the likelihood of that happening is very slim because there's just too much money in the Premier League now compared to the Leicester time. Like 10 years ago is a long time ago. People forget that. Like there's so much money, the TV deal, there's so much piracy in the league now. So the approach is an approach that I think is wasteful. It's very wasteful because the amount of money that they had in their hands, Chelsea could have been challenged for the title by now. Well, they came in 2022. If they had just done it the way everybody was doing and not try to reinvent the wheel, Chelsea and United, I look at them the same from an ownership standpoint, but from a different perspective. It's like both clubs have just continuously think they can reinvent the wheel. When the blueprint is there. It's been there. Liverpool, like whether you're a sugar daddy, which is kind of where Chelsea always fall into. United are more like Liverpool, like ownership structure, and Arsenal. And the blueprint was there, but we just refused to like, we're not going to do that blueprint. We're going to find this unique thing that nobody has done before. And then we go through the cycle of just making mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. Different type of mistakes, but they keep making mistakes. I'm not saying they're making the same type, they keep making different type of mistakes when they're trying to rebuild. When the blueprint of similar clubs, that's like them. Because I think Chelsea is very similar to City. United is very similar to Liverpool and Arsenal. The blueprint is there for you to just follow the blueprint.
I'm going to push back a little bit.
Okay.
Can I push back a little bit? So you are correct. I mean, look at the early portions of Sir Alex Ferguson's period at United. He built from that. He built it from the ground up.
Yeah,
But if you look at his later periods, if you look at his later years, when the game really starts to change, he goes out and he starts buying more than growing players. And honestly, Chelsea going back to that old model of kind of grown players. I mean, Arsenal is a throwback because even Liverpool, say what you will about like, they have 4 or 5 players 3 or 4 players, I'll say, that are from the youth team that have come up and they've slowly been grown up. That is a rarity that you rarely see anymore. That for success. That is a
Let me clarify what I mean. When I say build young players, it doesn't necessarily have to come from your academy.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. Like they bring in like these
younger players.
Yeah, they still buy them young. Then my point being is that those 3 or 4 that they buy every season. That's what I mean, like 3 or 4 that new additions of the young players that come up every year, right? Yeah. That is a rarity then versus someone like City. City tends to buy players at around 23, 24 usually. Yeah. They're still young, but they're not that young. Versus an Arsenal where they're buying them as like 16 to quote unquote 21. I mean, I've seen some of those Arsenal players. Their faces do not match their birth certificates, but that's neither here nor there. That's another topic for another day.
Correct. But I get the whole point. I get your point, but my point is you also have to look at the cycle of where you are. I get what you mean by City. City have made sure, even pre-Pep, they've made sure that while their older players are cycling out, right? They're buying 23, 24-year-olds. So just to keep that cycle going. And of course, if Haaland is available, you don't even think about it. Like if a generational player is available, throw the money and just get the person. So my point is like they don't wait. They never got.
They grew them.
Once they started winning, they never got to the point where they had to start everything from ground up. Chelsea is there now because they didn't let that cycle continue. Right when the 2017 team cycled out, They had to go from ground up, right? Arsenal, I mean, of course, they had to do that because it's been a long time there. But United has been there for years now. We're like, all the winners have cycled out years and years ago. So when you let that happen, you have to start. City have made sure that once those winners are there, they kept them. If you just remember, like the Agueros, Silvas, were kind of cycling out. Kevin De Bruyne, Kane, Fernandinho. They just make sure the winners, as they're cycling out, they get another peak age, or close to peak age, 24, 25, 23, who has done a couple of things, who is established a little bit, and they add them. So they continue that conveyor belt.
It's
like a conveyor belt, and that is, but so in comparison to that, right? A club like United, that's what we try to do. Instead of seeing that, hey, you're at the beginning of the cycle, you have to first load up on young, talented players. Maybe you bring one PK 25, 26-year-old, but most of your money should be spent. I know we're going to different tangent. I'm going to stop very soon. Most of your money should be spent on younger players so that they grow. Then when it gets to the point where you know that, okay, it's time for rings, it's time to win, then you can now start going for 25, 26, 27. But what we do instead, when I say me, I mean United, we just go and get 3 26-year-olds, spend a lot of money on them. Then you get maybe 2 years from them, but then we don't have any budget to buy any more players. They give you 2-3 years, maybe, and then they start fizzing out, which is just normal cycle of players. Then we're starting all over again. That's what we do instead. Anyways, long story. That's a different tangent. So those are my thoughts. Let's go to the next topic. Oh, before we go, only comment from OK says these managers are balking these days. They don't care about being politically correct. Yeah. It's a dog eat dog world. I don't blame them because clubs get away with murder every time. So we go to the Villa section. Serious. Before we talk about tax challenge, I always like to do this when we have a new person on the pod, especially a person supporting a club. So if I'm like, we're all Africans here, at least, like supporting Villa. Because generally, right, most Africans, whether in diaspora or back home, we either support the big ones, right? United, Chelsea, Arsenal, City now. So, but Villa, how did you become a Villa fan? Like, let's hear a sub story.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. My mother was doing her degree, her PhD at University of Birmingham. I moved there in 1990. I was a little wee lad, and like you said, when I was a kid, I didn't really have a team per se when I moved from Ghana. So I was like, oh, Liverpool, Manchester, whatever. But all the kids in primary school were diehard Aston Villa, and this was they'd just come from relegation, so the kids were just pumped up. And then I was like, all right, I'll go with the flow. And so 91, we did okay. 92, they started the Premier League, and we were neck and neck till about the last 5 games. We stuck with United, and I was like, that is my team. And from that point on, one of the dumbest decisions I ever made, but I should have just been like, hey, I'm supporting multiple teams. I've been called Villa for life, and to this day, like, I mean, I'm joking about dumb decisions. Like, I don't regret it. Like, I try to go back at least once a year to see a game, to see something, but and also, for the record, we are making inroads in the diaspora. Some Ghanaians picked up, and they've made some social media stuff like that. I'll post it in the group at some point.
That's great.
Yeah, they're very big. So,
okay, that's great. That's great. I like that story. That's a very original story because, of course, you're in Birmingham. Of course, you had to support. It's Villa's biggest club, one of the biggest club, historically in the UK, actually. So, because you guys have a European title too.
Champions League 82.
Yeah.
and you have royal support team apparently. Isn't like Prince William?
The Prince of Wales, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Title challenge. Villa is 6 points behind Arsenal, just like Man City.
Yeah.
Serious. Are you guys in a title challenge?
No. Next question.
Bro, just take it from a Chelsea fan and just say yes. Otherwise, what you're calling on yourself right now will take you down. He said no. Now we're 6th. That's what it means.
Like, in all seriousness, statistically, are we in a title challenge? Yes. Realistically, can we keep the pace? We're going to have a run of games here coming up till about beginning of February, middle of February, that I think will really determine for us if we can hang with them, because we've got our bogey, like our biggest bogey team. It's not United, it's not City, it's not whatever. It's Crystal Palace. We cannot seem to beat Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace could be playing 5 children, an old woman, a crippled dog, and somehow they will beat us
Crippled dog.
2-1. For the life of me, I can't understand it.
That's very true.
And so if we can, like we have these kind of games that you think that, hey, if you're a real title contender, you're going to find a way to get around it. Like we found a way to win that Arsenal game at home. We found a way to beat City. We found a way to win at Chelsea. We found all those things. And if we're going to be realistic about these things, I think these are the games, not the big games that everyone's looking at, like the Arsenal game away at Emirates. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's going to show. To me, when we went into that game, I was like, no, this is not going to prove whether we're real title contenders or not. It's the other games. It's the little things. You have to do the little things first. And Emery, I know Arsenal fans don't want to hear this, but he's got the backing right now from the ownership, and they're willing to give him money within PSR constraint, obviously, because they don't want the little clubs to do well, as the saying goes. So if he can spend wisely in this window, get 2 or 3 pieces, because I think Watkins is finding his form, right?
Yeah, Watkins
we still need a little bit more attacking support. But Watkins was not, to me, that was never the problem. The problem was someone servicing. We've not had that creative midfielder since Grealish. We've been begging for that. And right now we don't have that kind of player. Like we have good defensive midfielders. We have good holding midfielders that will get the ball up. Like McGinn, all those guys are great in that role, but they're not creative in like unlocking opposing defenses. We don't have someone that a position is going to collapse on. Because Rodgers is not that. Rodgers is an attacking player. He's a very smart, very silky, very smooth player, but he's not a creative midfielder. We can't play him. That's wasting his talent. So is Villa a title challenger? Kinda, sorta. But again, I want to wait till after Crystal Palace before I'm like all even 75% in, because that old lady's gonna come out and somehow elbow Emmy Martinez, not even got a yellow card, and just tap that ball and be like, oh, who did it? It was me.
Yeah, you know what's funny? What's funny is if you beat Crystal Palace, you're gonna move that goalpost and like, you know what? Let's just wait till we beat these guys again.
Yeah, let's wait. Back up. They were like, let's wait till Europa comes back up.
Let's just back up, and then you get Palace in the end, the last game of the season, like let's wait till the 90th minute, let's just see.
I mean, the last game of the season against City, so if we're still in it within City, then that's that's right there. But no,
wow, I did not know that. That's the last game against City.
Yep.
That's what,
wow.
That could be juicy.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Hey, look.
It will be.
If someone's might be getting a guard of honor that day for that at the old Etihad.
As long as Arsenal is at least.
Well, you guys are playing Crystal Palace this Wednesday, so.
Yes, we are. Yes, sir. So
yeah,
pray for us.
It's a pray for us.
That crippled dog is getting warm right now. That crippled dog is getting loose.
I can't pray for you because we are tied on both points. So
that's me to pray for you. I have to fight.
Anybody has any different opinions so that we can go to our awards? The main section of the okay. Anybody have different opinions is about Villa being title challenge?
I feel like they are in the title race. I think you can't beat City, beat Arsenal, be second or third, and be like, oh, you're not in the title race, and go on like an 8-game win streak in the Premier League, and be like, you're not
especially this season. This season,
you're in the title race. It's fine. You don't want to admit it. It's fine. Maybe it's the position there, but it's okay. We'll leave it for you.
It's a Liverpool.
Yeah. The first three, the only 3 teams on the first 3, they are all apart from Arsenal, it's just 6 points with Villa and City. I think the other teams are like 10 points.
I think Chelsea. 10. I think Chelsea's 10, and I think Liverpool is
11.
No, 7. I think they're 7 points off. I think Liverpool's 34. They're 34 right now.
8 points. Liverpool's 8 points behind Villa.
Okay, there you
go. 8 points.
Behind Villa. 8 points behind Villa. Yeah, and that's the closest.
Okay, so that's closest. Yeah, that's closest. So
you
can't rule Villa out. You can't rule them out. They might just come with something.
I think they will fall away at some. Sorry, serious. I'm going to say this is my real thoughts. I think Villa will fall away at some point. I'm one of those few people that Benny doesn't like people like us. They call us the nerds, the underlying stats nerds. I look at underlying stats a lot. Villa's underlying stats are not great at all. They're not, and I think it's going to catch up with them at some point. It will catch up with them. Like they've won a couple of games this season where it's like, how did they get away with this? I mean, they don't play anything. So I think it's catch up with them, it's fall away, and they just don't have a. I think more importantly, though, because of course people can overperform stats on the line start. More importantly is what Osiris mentioned. I don't know if they're going to do enough business in January to sustain it to the end of the season. I don't think so. I don't think because they have PSR issues and they're looking more long term. So, but that was not the goal anyway. They've had a fantastic season. The goal was Champions League. Even if, and I think me and Dada were talking about this a couple of days ago. Even if from here they have the most terrible slump we've seen ever, there's not good enough. All the teams below them are not good enough to win 5 games in a row. Not even 4 games in a row. There's no other team below Villa right now that can win 5 games in a row from now to the end of the season. You can bookmark this point. EJ can clip what I just said now, and we can keep posting this every week to remind everybody. Nobody below Villa will win 5 games in a row to the end of the season. You can clip that now. Nobody. Chelsea can't do it. United can definitely not do it. Villa can't do it. Sorry, not Villa. Liverpool can't do it. Newcastle cannot do it. Like Brentford.
5 games in a row.
Brentford is 7th, guys. Brentford is 7th. That just tells you what you need to know. Brentford is 7th. That tells you how inconsistent everybody is. Brentford is 7th. Brentford, that everybody thought was going to get relegated. That was beginning of the season. That's what everybody was saying when they lost all their players, right? So that's the reason why I think Villa are fine. Like Villa are fine. They've locked in Champions League. Maybe they need 5-6 wins, more wins, 10 of the season, and they're locked in Champions League. Yeah.
12 more.
You said what?
Yeah.
12. I did the math. 12 more.
You did 12 more? Okay, that's
be very comfortable.
I'm just telling you, like, just even if it's 1 point, 6 more wins, Villa are fine. Because the teams below them are just mediocre teams. Liverpool is mediocre.
Shitty.
United is mediocre.
Liverpool drew today. They drew today, right? Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man,
After being up 1 with 1 minute to go and they still drew. That's
banger
of the teams below those top 3. It's just
that goal was
teams.
crazy.
Someone should have told Gakpo not to take his shirt off because the curse of Richarlison.
Exactly. That's the curse of Richarlison. That was the first thought I had after that goal. Like, wow, that's the Richarlison curse. Keep your shirt on. Richarlison has probably scored the most the most unnecessary goals, like a goal without value in his career. He has scored the most goals that's led to no win. If you go and look at his catalog, he has scored many goals, smooth shirt, no win. They don't end up winning the game.
No win, yeah.
Let's take comments. Oh, okay. Who's actually a friend of the show? Who grew up in UK? He said one of my first cup final memories was the League Cup final with Ian Taylor scoring the winning goal for Villa. Okay, yeah. So that's okay.
1993.
1993. Okay, he's a United fan. Grew up in UK, so he's watched a lot of games locally. Let's move on to our word section. I like the section because I feel like this 2025 was a very interesting year. It wasn't one of those years of like, Barcelona standout team that just like from end to end. I guess PSG were standout for like half of the year, and they kind of gone off the boil a little bit. So that's why I like this year for the awards. We usually do this as a tradition on the show. We look back the year 2025 calendar year. I want to make this very clear. Calendar year, January 1, yes, to December 31st, and that's why I sent you guys messages separately to compile your list so that nobody's thinking here. Everybody should have their things ready to go now. I see Ben is already doing something, so I don't think Ben is ready. I suspect Ben is not ready. I'm looking at your list.
I did the season. Not I don't know why I did the season.
As long as it falls in 2025. That's serious. Let's start with you. So I don't go category by category. We're not going to read off everything. Right. Goal of the year. Serious. What's your goal of the year for the year 2025?
If it's the Premier League, I would go with it's a little bit of recency bias, but that goal by Baltimore when he just flicks it with his back heel, I think against Brighton, it was so filthy. I was like, good God. Like I would if I was the Brighton defenders, I would have physically attacked him on the pitch. So that was my goal of the year for the 20.
That's your goal. Yeah, that was a brilliant goal. I loved it. Jude, what's your goal?
I'll also be selfish. I'll go with Mamouche. The game against Bournemouth. Yeah, that's shot from outside the 18. So that's my.
It was like a projectile. It's a projectile finish. That was a fantastic goal. Yeah,
that was my goal of the year.
Benny.
Right. I also have a bit of recency bias. I'm gonna go with Tyler Adams, Bournemouth versus Sunderland from halfway.
Love.
Just like that, in motion, not setting up, just like moving, trying to figure out like, oh wait, keeper's off his line, boom, and that thing hit like the back, whatever bar behind the bar and came out. Oh man, that was good. That was beautiful.
Okay, I have two in my head, but I just have to. One is feels like biased because I'm a huge fan of Lamine Yamal. So I was like, which was his goal against Inter, that could semi-final.
Oh, that
on that occasion, maybe that's why. But the one, my actual goal of the year is Van der Ven's goal, Champions League against.
Oh,
that run from defense,
the
he
run
went to like
yeah.
4 or 5 players. I was like, what? I thought they were going to stop it. I think that was against Club Rouge, Van der Ven.
Yeah.
That's my goal of the year. Manager of the year, the Sears, 2025 manager of the year.
What's the guy's name? The guy from Sunderland. I can't pronounce it. It's Lebris. That guy.
I think it's Lebris.
Yeah, when he came in, because I remember watching. I watch the occasional championships games because the team I hate the most is Birmingham City, and they play in the championship. So I want to watch them lose and be miserable. It brings me a lot of joy and happiness.
I love it. That generation hating. I love it.
I keep it real. But I watched them play, and then I was thinking, like, that is a solid team that is going to do well as a mid-table team. Maybe they might get 17th, go right back down, but they're going to be very scrappy. And they came in like gangbusters, and they were putting it into people. And yes, the players, they've got talented players, but the way that he set up his players really had me like thinking like, no, what I saw in the championship was correct. That this is a team that is built and managed, because that's the key part for me, that the pieces are there, and he understands the pieces, and he puts them in the right place, in the right frame of mind to win these games, or to at least be competitive in them. So that's my shout out for manager of the season.
Reggie Lebris. I love it. I love that shout out. Reggie Lebris. I love it. Every time I watch Sunderland, I'm like, yeah, you are fighting. If you're playing Sunderland, you're Stadium of Light, it's a fight.
It's old school. It's old school. It's very physical.
Physical fight.
A lot of dark arts.
Jude, who's your manager of the year calendar year 2025?
I'll go with I'm not gonna be biased this time around. I'll go with Nuno Santos. He did well with Nottingham Forest for going to West Ham, so he shaped Nottingham Forest to what they become. They did well. He managed the team really well, and they're not doing bad for themselves. But with West Ham, he's not doing too bad. He's been great. I think he has prospects. He hasn't done bad with the team. That's who I would go with, Nuno Santos.
Okay. Benny.
I'm gonna go with my boy, Unai Emery.
Okay.
And just starting from the previous season, I always thought this guy was like an underrated coach, like underrated manager. And I don't know, it was so easy to clown him when he was at Arsenal. Good evening. But man, there's a hell of a coach in there, especially just given his track record. I mean, if you can ignore just whatever clowning you want to clown him for being an Arsenal coach or whatever, and now he's at Aston Villa. Since he's been at Villa, my hate has just dissipated, because now I can look at him as a coach and not a coach of a terrible team that I hate. But just what they did in the Champions League, in my opinion, they pushed PSG the most this last season. They brought a different style of football against PSG that those guys were like just shell shocked, like what's going on here? What are we doing here? And seeing what he's done so far in the league, I put in Aston Villa, sorry Cyrus, but a relatively small, not in history, but currently you don't consider them like a top 6 or top whatever team, and to have them where they are today with all the streets and everything, I think he's one of the top coaches right now, top coaches around. I don't know why he can't get a big job. Sorry, Cyrus again. Not saying that's not a big job, but I don't know why he can't get a big job at a big club. I know he did it with PSG and with Arsenal, but hopefully he gets something like big enough to to reward him for all the success he's had. He hasn't won anything concrete yet,
Call
Then
Arsenal.
again, he needs.
So, do you think if he was with Arsenal, he would have won the league?
I think if he had as much leeway as they're giving Arteta, he would have done something better. Arteta has had
Fair
so
enough.
much. I think it's that, was it FA Cup he won or the European League? I don't know what he won.
You got to the
Just gave him
finals.
that lifeline.
You
But he
got
won
the.
something.
Finals
early
with
on.
City.
He didn't when he got them to the
Wait.
finals and then
Who are you
lost to
talking about?
Chelsea.
He's talking about
Arteta.
Arteta. Yeah,
Oh,
he won
Arteta.
FA Cup.
Oh,
Yeah,
FA Cup,
He
yeah.
won something.
Yeah,
He
FA
won
Cup.
something early on that
Cup.
just gave him this seemingly
Edge.
unusable lifeline, and he just had this lifeline ever since. I think if Unai was a bit luckier, and I don't know what it was, maybe he doesn't have black flash bright hair with like oil grease or whatever like Arteta. Maybe that's why they don't like him. But if they're giving him a little more time, I think he would have done better than Arteta.
I have different opinion. I have different. I disagree about that. About him, like that particular. No, I'm a brilliant coach. I also, I always go at EJ specifically for this. Like she has this beef with her in Unai Emery. I think he's a brilliant manager. I just think he wasn't a cultural fit for Arsenal. And this is the point I'm trying to make. Very simple. I did my research. I'm not making this up, guys. The point where Arsenal were at the time, like there was a power change, right? They had all the different execs, the ones that wanted Unai, and those guys left. When those guys left, new guys came in. Arsenal wanted a manager. Arteta brought the experience of like what he was doing in City and what a lot of people don't know that Arteta was doing. And that's why Arsenal wanted him so much. Arteta was one of the people that he was going to like the City scouting department and learning how they were using data to recruit scouting and how he was applying and how he can apply to training methods. And all of those things is what he came and helped Arsenal's data. Arsenal bought like a data company, which and they revamped it and they were using it to like, I think they call, what is it called? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, Arteta was one that helped them like improved their recruit. And that's what gave him that leeway. During that time, they finished 8th twice. And it's news that I read an article about this on The Athletic, by the way. And that's what held him steady during that bad period for them. And Unai Emery Unai is old school manager, like coaching X and O's. He wasn't going to do all of that thing, that extra thing that Arteta did. So I think for where they were, I think Arteta was a benefit. Personal opinion, just a personal opinion. But Unai Emery is a brilliant manager.
Yeah, culture has not brought them any trophies yet. So let's see.
Unai Emery is a brilliant manager. Hey, challenging for the league in EPL is hard. I mean,
he's just challenging now, and they'll watch me. They'll watch it. They'll still challenge. They'll be challenging at the end of the season. Just challenge.
It's hard. My manager of the season is a boring one, very boring, very obvious one, Luis Enrique, because I think managing big clubs, it brings its own unique difficulties, especially a big club, PSG. Can they get over the line? So many people have gone there. Brilliant managers, Tuchel, gone, failed. Ancelotti failed. Brilliant. These are top managers. I couldn't get them. And him coming, the reason why I'm giving him this credit, specifically as manager of the year, is the circumstance which all of this happened. Of course, they spent a lot of money. Wow, millions and millions with all those talent that they stockpiled. But the key thing why I call him that is him identifying to the club when they went, okay, we're going to go young, and he convinced the club that, yes, we have to move this man. Let this man move. This man that wants to go to Madrid, let him go. Because with this man goes, the whole team are going to buy into what I need them to do, the pressing and everything. And you could see the difference of PSG, who went out the semi-final, to who did they lose to? Dortmund the year before. And the PSG from when they beat Liverpool. Like, you could see the difference of what he had changed. Same manager of like had their ball off, their out of possession, the pressing, and how everybody was bought into it. So, and this man won everything. Yeah, I know people will go for whatever. That's the summer series. I don't count that. Like, everything that we know was there to be won. They won everything that's available. They won the treble. And that was, I think, for that. He's my manager of the year. Player of the year. Let's go. We're serious. Who's your player of the year? 2025.
Oh, I misunderstood that. I thought who was the worst player of the year. So I went with that one.
That's Catfish.
Yes.
You call it Catfish.
Okay. So player of the year.
Player of the year. Sorry, player of the year.
So Catfish.
No,
Catfish.
I'll go with player of the year first.
I know. Let me explain Catfish so people start thinking about Catfish. Benny is well aware because I think Benny has been on these shows before when we've done these awards. But my Catfish of the year could be a player, could be a manager, could be a team, just from the whole Catfish. That like flatters to see. When you go to Catfish day, someone doesn't look like their profile picture. But that's what So essentially, someone that you thought was going to be something, but turned out to be like, wow, what the hell is this?
Well,
That's catfish of the year.
that
And
one I
it could be, and it could be the reverse.
Yes,
Maybe a
I
team that is bad, that you thought was going bad, and wow, they became
Wow.
like so good. So,
Oh no. I
that's
have
catfish of the
I
year.
have someone for that one. But player
Okay.
for player of the
Player
year,
of the year.
it pains me to say this because I honestly think when he came out, I thought he was going to be a bust, and so I got off of that real quickly. But till further notice, Holland is that man. He is that dude. Because I remember when I saw him in Dortmund, and I was like, all right, I watched the Bundesliga back in the '90s. I knew what the Bundesliga was in the '90s. Then I saw it in the 2000s. I saw what it had become, and then I saw it had become around the 2010s. And Holland was a product of that late 2018, 2019, that time frame.
Yeah.
And that was more of a, hey, we don't really do any kind of physical form of what you saw in the previous iteration of the Bundesliga. So I thought, like, all right, tall guy might get some headers, a few tap-ins, but 10 goals, maybe 15 goals a season, that's about it. And my man said
19.
watch this, and he just, and I was like, you know what,
What's
Ever
what's
since
the,
then-
what's,
ever
what's that Usher hand is the watch
Oh,
this.
yeah, the-
watch this.
yeah. Oh, so watch this.
Watch this.
Yeah, so
Oh, watch it.
it's
Yeah,
my third
yeah.
year.
Fair enough. Hey, but he played for my second team. So my second team is Dortmund. I knew. I was saying this. I mean, we have like group chats where I was telling people, like, when City got Haaland, I told everybody the bridge is over.
Gone.
Just forget it because I know that man. Shoot, player of the year.
I'm going to go with Osiris. So I'm basing this off the EPL, and I'll still give it to Erling Haaland. He's not been too fantastic, but what makes him unique is for every chance he gets, like he doesn't touch the ball in a game for like 6 touches, but if he gets a touch, he makes an impact. Like I still don't want to believe he's the highest goal scorer in the league as we speak. 19 goals, like as in is wonderful. I thought KDB leaving would he hasn't. Checky is trying to sync with him. Today I thought Foden was selfish because there are chances where he could have given Haaland to score. But he's just out of this world. Like as in he's doing great things. Yeah. So imagine if we have more assists to him and the damage he could do, he could get to do. Yeah. And then we have Semenyo coming. If we have those two, well, I don't want it to look like I don't want it to be like Isak, where we thought Isak would be the all in all in Liverpool, but he hasn't lived up to expectation. So I would go with Erling Haaland on that.
Yeah, so Semenyo is going straight to your bench, though.
Well,
I don't think he started any games.
well,
Any little game, go straight to your bench.
Pep,
Think about when he gets to the Pep style of play, and by that time he would have lost form. That's just
let's see how things go. I think Pep will introduce him in some games, and
I don't know why he's going there though. He should have done somewhere else where he played. But yeah. Anyway,
Benny, who's your player of the year?
My player of the year. Hang on, I need to take a sip before I throw up here. Can't believe I'm saying this. Player of the year 2025, because I'm a sucker for midfielders. I'm a sucker for like good, well-rounded midfielders. I think it's so easy to get distracted by goals and all the flashy stats. I like when I see balance in one midfielder. It gives me joy, and it's just so ironic that the person that gives me joy plays for a team that gives me the opposite of joy. So my player of the year so far, well, player of 2025, is Declan Rice. And I know it's shocking for me to say it, and don't worry, I'm gonna go through some exorcism after this, but it was just so. Like I'll be honest. I hate him. I hate Arsenal, but watching that guy play, and I tell people this, like, look, You guys say, oh, I tell Arsenal fans, your defense is injured. Yeah. You can. If Declan Rice is out for a long period, you guys are screwed.
Everything will crumble.
He
Did
does
this go
so
yesterday?
much.
This is go yesterday.
Twice. He does so much for them.
Yeah.
He does so much for them. It's not very flashy until he scores, but he does so much that it's so easy to like overlook it. And just seeing the way he played last year, I'm like, bruh, 100 million pounds, well freaking spent.
Yeah.
Because, and I know the Chelsea fans that go Caicedo versus Declan Rice or whatever, and sometimes I like just egg him on, but I know in my mind that Caicedo, I'll take the price of Caicedo anytime. Caicedo does what he does. It's kind of different, but if I'm building a team, I want that Declan Rice right there. I want him right there in midfield because he does so much, so versatile, and then he's good at set pieces too. Like, what the hell? Like, why? Why does Arsenal have that? And the two free kick goals, obviously, were the highlights of the year against Madrid, against a terrific goalkeeper in Courtois, and placing him like he's a kid, someone that's just so tall, so like has a massive wingspan, and just angling those. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't. But then what he doesn't like the tackling, the box to box stuff, the passing range, the shooting, everything is just on point. I like midfielders. I'm a huge fan of like really good midfielders. So Declan Rice.
That's a great shout. Declan Rice. I agree with everything you said about like his importance. I have arguments in my United chat sometimes because one day somebody was like, "Oh, I think Tonali is better than him." I say,
"Yeah." I like Tonali.
I told him, "I respect your opinion about football, but this comment that you said now, that's why I just did. I didn't want to."
I can't respect someone that says that with a straight face. And I say some outlandish and some crazy things. That's just why I would draw. I would be like, "Look, you need to get drug tested immediately."
I should have said that, but I thought it was going to take it personal. Because I'm always checking them in my United chat. I'm always checking people. My player of the year is my former boy, Scott McTominay. What this man has done in 2025, carrying Napoli to win the Serie A, being Serie A player of the year, and then following that up with qualifying Scotland with a crazy goal. It was one of my nominees. The high tweet for that bicycle kick. McTominay has had a glowing, like when they say makeover, like he has had a makeover year compared to what was happening at United the year before in 24. Scott McTominay, that's my player of the year 2025, and he deserves everything, all the flowers. I'm really, really happy for him.
And what even makes me even more happy is the fact that before he left, again, this is not for you, but this is most United fans. You call that man all sorts of names besides a child of God. And then when he got to that, his Lord said, "Touch not my anointed." No harm.
To be fair, all ex-Man United players, most ex-Man United players are in the same boat.
But
they gave him an interview, and that's why I would love him some more, right? They interviewed him, tried to throw shade, like, was it more the club? Blah blah blah. Like you can see, like he's doing what was doing
well. Yeah.
He shut that down. It's like no. Like the club, like he didn't say a bad word. Like no, club. Everybody had a chance.
As he should.
They had a good time. Some players were taking the chance to Garnacho. When they asked Garnacho, Chelsea Garnacho was like, "Oh, I don't regret leaving." Garnacho was throwing shade.
Good for him. Good for him. Let that hate out of your heart. Because
exactly.
Again,
so that's my point. It's like he chose, to go the high road. Like I'm not against people going low. If you want to go low and stick the knife in. But
if they go low, I'm gonna take it down to the flow with you. I'm a believer in that. I believe in being petty. And the things that those fans used to say about McFred, and I used to jokingly say that the
McFred sandwich. I was one of them.
Yeah. I used to call Fred a future Ballon d'Or winner because I saw some talent in both of them. It's just the way that this team was structured, it was never going to come to fruition.
Correct,
but you could clearly see, though, because I remember his last few games he had for United, and he was scoring some bangers for them, and yet the fans were still consistently on him. And I'm like, that's not how you're going to get a player.
He was put out of position. And to be fair, they not recognized his role as that late arriving box crashing, kind of the role they're playing, Enzo now, box crashing role, and his ball striking is elite. But the club needed to sell him. and instead, so that they can fund the purchase of Manuel Ugarte. I will never forgive our transfer committee, wherever they are, for spending that money, 60 something million to get Manuel Ugarte, 60 million pounds for PSG to go down and use that to upgrade on their midfield and get João Neves. I will never forget that. That sliding door moment, that transfer sliding door moment to get Ugarte is one of the worst transfers midfielders I've ever seen. But I digress. Catfish of the year. Who's yours? Who's your catfish of the year? Could be a player, could be a team, could be a manager.
So this technically is not of the year because it's been a long, consistent hatred for this man.
Okay.
But I can justify him being the catfish of the year.
Okay.
I hate Nico Jackson. Nico Jackson could be on fire, and I could have a jug of water. I would wait till that man burned to a crisp, and then I would pour the water on the side of the ashes of Nico Jackson. That's how much I hate that man. It is a personal hatred. If I ever saw him, I would let him know, sir, I do not like you. I wish you ill. But that's neither here nor there.
Actually, that's here. Why? Why do you hate him so much?
I used to hate him too as well.
Because I had him on my fantasy team, and that man cost me. Because when he's like, I was like, oh, you've got to get Nico Jackson, you got to get Nico Jackson. The man was a fraud from get-go. And then when I sold him, he started scoring goals again miraculously. Then I bought him again. And the bastard decided, like, you know what? I'm not going to score more. So that guy, F him for life. But I digress. So the reason I'm calling him the catfish of the year is because I remember when the season started, all these announcers were saying, like, oh, Nico Jackson has found his form. Nico Jackson has found his form. By the beginning of the year, your man's went on a drought. I think he might have scored maybe 1 or 2 goals for the rest of the calendar year for while he was with Chelsea. I think he might have scored 1, maybe 2. Someone has to double check me. But I remember vividly people saying, like, oh, he is coming into form. He is coming into form. He was scoring so many offsides goals, and I'm like, that's my man right there. If it's not an offside goal, he's not scoring it. Nico Jackson wants to see that flag raised before he taps into the net. So that is my catfish of the year, that he convinced all these people saying that he has finally found his form. Which I was like, nope, I know that man. I know my man's. He's a fraud.
Are you watching the Nations Cup?
Unfortunately, I've only seen like a handful of games, but he's a
balling.
fraud. Don't let him.
He's balling.
Do not be deceived.
He has 2 goals and 2 assists. He's balling in the Nations Cup.
Again, do not be deceived.
He's better than all their strikers right now.
My brothers, read the good book.
He's better than all just
false prophets. There will be false prophets. It tells us of all these false prophets.
You can't talk about not giving this man what time he's burning up and then quote the green book, the good book again.
You are the catfish of the year.
I am consistent. I'm very consistent.
Yeah, you are the catfish of the year. You acted like you're like some man of, like you said, some heinous shit. Like a devil. You are the catfish of the year. Okay, Chill, who's your catfish of the year?
I'm gonna go with your player, Ayo, Hojun. Ramos Hojun when United were signing.
Who's that?
Hojun Ramos.
Haaland.
Haaland.
Okay, Rasmus Haaland. I was like, who's Hojun? I was like, wait, what? Rasmus Haaland. Okay, Haaland. Okay.
Yeah, he came in with so much expectation, but he didn't live up to expectation. Like he's back to Napoli on loan now, so
people at Napoli, funny enough.
Yeah,
well,
everybody. Yeah,
is he okay? Yeah, like,
well, compared to what he did at Man U, it's well.
Man U was a huge disappointment for Man U, like as in for a striker that had very limited goals. We expected much from him, but hey. I'm a sucker for United. Anything that makes United lose gives me joy. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm a huge sucker for United. Like as in the game against Leeds today. When Leeds scored, I was cheering them up, and then 3 minutes later, what's his name again? Who got the goal? Cunha scored 3 minutes after. I was like, though last minute you guys could have won the game, but hey, I'm a sucker for United. It gives me joy. It makes my heart happy when I see United losing. But so my catfish is Hojun, so
Okay.
he had so much we had so much expectation from him, but nah, he didn't live up to it.
Okay. Benny, who is your catfish of the year?
Recency bias here, and I know they kind of did well ending the season, but I want to say Spurs just based on this season. When they started, I'm like, oh my gosh, Thomas Frank is giving them new life. But
That's
nah,
true. That's true.
same thing, same old, same old.
Same old Spurs.
See,
Yeah.
same old Spurs. Spurs going Spurs. Like come rain, come sun. The sun can rise in the west and set in the east. Spurs going Spurs.
Yeah.
You know,
Richarlison.
Richarlison going Richarlison. You know, so at this point, I think it's spiritual. I don't think it's something that is emotional. I think they're possessed, like from the core. And if they do some research, maybe I don't know. I think that stadium might be on like an old burial ground where there's a curse under there and they just don't know it. And the fans are victim to that curse. The players are victim to that curse. The coach, clearly the coach is a victim to that curse because you do well anywhere else, you show up there and the spirit of
Then,
Spurs will
boom.
touch you. And it's just it's at this point you just will accept. Like if you see anything good from them, just don't think of it as good. Just think of it as the beginning of their story of disappointment. That's just what it is. So Spurs catfish of the year because they always look like they're gonna be good, and then they become Spurs. So catfish.
Good call. Good call. My own catfish of the year is going to be more positive, and it's Brentford. I have two. I have one positive, one negative. Everybody, like literally everybody, because they lost their manager. They lost three of their key players, right? They lost Bremo, they lost
Bomo.
Wisa, they lost Norgard, their captain. They lost the core of their team. And everybody was like, oh, Brentford, look at who they have. And look at them now. They're seventh. They're flying. They have the second highest goal scorer in the league with 13 goals in Igor Thiago.
Was good.
They are set piece coach. They have won like in difficult places where everybody has gone to struggle. Bigger teams are going to struggle. They hit Everton for 4. Like, yes, they have 2 strikers almost in double figures. They look good. They look good. Shoot signings. Bedford as the club is the club I respect too much. It's a well-run club, and they live within their means, and they make very good decisions. So, I think they are my positive catfish of the year. I think my negative catfish of the year is because I knew what they were, but a lot of Chelsea fans came into the season, telling me enough things, and I told them at the beginning of the year that I don't think Chelsea is that good, and they're like, "Oh, Chelsea challenge. Chelsea's the top 4, top 5 European team of the year." I'm like, no, Chelsea's not that. Like, forget what happened in the Summer Series Championship. That means nothing, guys. I was telling people this, like that tournament was a bogus tournament. Like everybody was tired. Like that, it means nothing. Chelsea are a mid team. They've recruited some talented players, but they are going to be mid. I was telling everybody, nobody wanted to listen to me. And yeah, a lot of Chelsea fans came in to see. Maybe not many, but a lot of them came in to see. Chelsea, it is Chelsea. And they had a 1-month title challenge in November. I remember when the manager won manager of the year. They had their one win against Arsenal, and it crumbled after that. So yeah, I think that's my catfish of the year. Okay, Oga Kwame said catfish of the year has to be the Portuguese hush puppy of football. Amorim is why we should go swimming on the first day. Why we should go swimming? Honorable mention is Cunha. Mama collected transport money but never showed up. Mad. Amorim is the guy that wears Gucci but sleeps on the floor at home. Okay, I think we are becoming the end of the hour. Let's quickly just one thing and to end the show. I always like to do football or non-football thing, that you're grateful for in 2025, So I would go the same order. Serious, do you have a football or non-football thing you want to share that you're grateful for the year 2025 that just ended?
Oh, I'm grateful for health, happiness, family, friends, and Nico Jackson once again proving me that he's a fraud. Brings me joy knowing that he's a fraud. Thank you.
I was waiting for something heinous. I think you're going to do something heinous. I was waiting. Dude, what football or non-football thing you're grateful for in 2025?
Non-football, I'll follow place with Osiris. Good health. It doesn't like good health. Family, most especially. Family has been a stronghold for me. Keeping up to this moment. Last year was crazy. Like all of you are in in the US, and you see what Trump is doing with Canada. So, and then people losing their jobs here and there. I'm just grateful that I never got affected. And happy to still be here. Like 2026 is I'm looking forward to a great year. So hopefully we go again.
Okay. Benny.
Same thing, non-football. I think when it comes down to it, the most important things in life, and not football is just a drug we use to cope with life.
Yeah.
But overall, we have to be thankful for life. For me, just grateful for resilience in the face of loss, struggles in 2025, because it's kind of hard. But I think if I'm here, any day that I'm able to wake up, laugh, and talk crap about Arsenal is a good day. I think it's evidence of the fact that I'm just saying, like, I know it sounds like a joke, but anytime you're able to, talk about meaningless things, because in the grand scheme of things, this is meaningless. What we talk about football and all that is meaningless. There's like nuanced. So, but just happy for good health, happy for family, happy that the kind of stuff that would normally crush people or crush my family did not crush me or my family. So, just thankful for that. And hopefully 2026 will be a great year. And just with the way Arsenal is set up right now, it's looking to be a fantastic year. Because when they crumble, and I say when they crumble, ooh, Lord, I might have to take a day off.
You'll be there.
I might have to take a day off just to talk. And that day, I will take a book out of Osiris's page,
I'll be here.
Sorry. I'll take a book out of his collection, because I think he has a collection of books of like hate and biblical massage. So like I will talk so much shit to them, and then comfort them with the book, the words of the Bible.
I kind of have a soft spot for Arsenal, to be honest. I have most of my friends that are Arsenal fans, so I kind of have a soft spot for them.
And that soft spot will be had in 2026 in Jesus' name.
if you're not winning it, if City is not winning it, I'll prefer an
Nah. I think you're the ops now, man. At this point, I consider you part of the ops. I don't care. You are, because you've been saying so many suspect things. This whatever. And I don't believe you. I don't believe you're a City man.
Okay.
Okay, so to wrap it up, I'll say mine. Definitely grateful, same line of thought. Grateful family, because football is like they say, is the most important of all the unimportant things in life. Football is the most important. So at the end of the day, it's just fun and games. So family, learning to fatherhood, so going to fatherhood, learning about that. And
how is it?
Fatherhood is good. It's good. It's
I mean,
it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked anybody that question and said, "Oh, it's bad. It's bad"? I was gonna say it's good.
So I'm not sure you guys heard banging on the door.
I could hear. That's why I muted you at some point.
Yeah,
right.
I just kept shouting, "Daddy!"
But if we're asking the truth, how's fatherhood?
It's great. I said,
back in the door.
Yeah. It's so once I leave here, I'm getting back to it. It's stressful, but I'm not gonna trade for anything. It's awesome. It's awesome.
It's a lot of work and it's rewarding.
It's a lot of work, yeah. Especially in this part of the world, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but that for sure. And I think from a football aspect, United has been a snooze fest for me. It's not even like mad or angry or disappointing. It's just been boring. Supporting United 25 was boring. So I'm grateful for one man called Bruno Fernandes. Because without him, I would have probably stopped watching other games. Because I'm bored. Because it's like when I watch United games, like I know the end. I know what is going to happen. Like almost every game, once I see, I know games that will win. I know games that it's boring. When I watch that, I'm just bored. I'm like, it's a snooze fest. So it's Bruno. When Bruno is playing and is on form, that's when I get excited because he's gonna make things happen. Without him, that is just boring to me. So also, I'm grateful, Bruno. You know, I know he's like he's a player a lot of people love to hate. Rival fans, even United fans. I know United fans that hate on him a lot. Just say nonsense like, "Oh yeah, it would be better without Bruno." I like, yeah, your weed is expired, man. Whatever drug is, you know what you're saying. You know, it's like, but yeah. So that's my non-football thing I'm grateful for, and I hope also I can, you know, have the strength to hate on the team the way Sirius hates Nico Jackson. I've never seen this type of hate in a long time.
I used to curse Nico Jackson in my group, like as
It's very personal, okay.
yeah. And then when he went at what's his name again? Played for Chelsea. This Nigerian played for Chelsea. Oh gosh, Mikel, yeah. Like
Mikel started.
well, Mikel started, as in
Because started what?
he loses his chances. He has a lot of chances, but he doesn't bullshits those chances he gets.
Wait, I don't understand. Mikel started
Mikel was
Jackson.
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 Yeah. But then again, you expect like a serious footballer to focus on the game. It's like, nah, Jackson went scorched earth. Like, nah, why is he saying
hey, I'll take Jackson right now. I'll take Jackson right now. I like
he's not a bad player.
No, so what? You guys wanted to sign him, but United fans were like, no, he shouldn't come to United. Like,
I like Jackson. Jackson would have been a better fit than Chesco.
I wouldn't even let him go play on a high school team right now. That's how much I don't think he's good. Man is a fraud.
Cyrus, you need to watch the Nations Cup.
I've been watching. I've had a chance to watch all the games.
Because Mane is playing alongside him, so maybe he's
in DIA. Illman, this Everton's top Illman is on the bench, watching from the bench.
He's a good player, guys. I'm telling you. He's a good player. That's all I'm gonna say. We've got to the end of the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic debut. You know, we love having you, Jude. Also, thanks for coming on again.
Thanks for having me.
This has been fantastic. Benny, as always, you know, love to have you here every time. For all the guys watching, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. We will come again. Someone says I'll take Jackson over that thing to unleash the dragon. We have to. And that's how we get to end the show. Take care, everyone.
All right, take care, everyone. Have a good one. Have a great day, everyone.
You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing will reach your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady